Hey guys, Hadrigon here, back here with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Pakunoda, or as the Phantom Troupe call her, Paku. Now Pakunoda is a character that, when we first get introduced to her, she doesn't leave a lasting impression. There's nothing flagrant about her character design, there's nothing interesting about her monologue, and there's nothing about her that really interests us plot-wise. She is just another Phantom Troupe, a fill-in member, someone that we don't care about. This all starts to change when Killua finds out her power, that she can read people's minds, and this goes a complete 180 in the scene where Kurapika kidnaps Crollo and she's the one left with the notes. We see her internal monologue and we see just how much the Phantom Troupe means to her. Do I betray the troupe or do I save Crollo? And immediately there we see that she really cares about Crollo. We see that she values him over the troupe. And we get this moment of pure love, this moment of selfishness, but with dignity. So she does exactly what Kurapika wants, and she frees Gon and Killua, and she takes them to him. And she's asking Gon and Killua, why are you doing this? Why aren't you trying to escape? Why aren't you trying to take advantage of the situation you're in? You have the advantage. And they say, no, because this is what Kurapika wants, and we don't want him to kill someone unnecessarily. And it's in that moment that we see her compassion, her reasoning, and we really start to question whether or not she's a bad person. At this point in the series, after Uvogin had died, instead of selling out his troop members, and now seeing Paku do something which doesn't make rational sense for a villain group to do, we start to really think, are the Phantom Troupe bad, or is this just inconvenient circumstances that mean that the main characters have to be in conflict with them? And this question gets further expanded upon when they reach Kurapika and Crollo. At this point, there's a clear conflict of interest between Crollo and Pakunoda. Crollo's thinking, come on Paku, figure out his weakness, go and sell me out so you can save the troop, and let's get this over with. Kill him, and let's, go back like nothing happens. And Pakunoda just says no. She has no interest in helping the troop. She is just there for Crollo to save his life. And it's in that moment that, of course, the deal gets made, Crollo escapes, and he goes eastwards, and she is left to go back to the Phantom Troupe hideout, all alone, with nothing to say for why she hasn't got Crollo with him. And it's in this moment that I find very interesting, is Togashi takes the time to highlight a cat. Now you might be thinking, what does a cat have to do with this whole plotline? And that was my thought too, but it's got everything to do with it. Because even in the situation where Paku's got a great responsibility, she can't help but try to help out. That's all her character is a support figure. And she's a support figure in the most genuine way. She's there to help out and nurture whatever she's part of. So she helps this cat find the rest of its family and get along with its friends before even going back to the hideouts. And as she goes back to the hideout, of course, all the troop members are suspicious of her. How come you're back? Where is Crollo? She takes out a Nen gun, and they're all like, okay, Paku, okay, you're controlled by Kurapika now, are you? And you've got this moment where they all look into her eyes, and they all realize what's happening. Nobunaga is the first to realize, as we see someone that's very quick thinking and very intelligent. He says, hold on, Finks. This is Paku. And we get this scene of Finks that's looking at her with a begruntled, scrumpled face. He looks into her eyes. He looks at the clearness of her expression, and his eyes open. It almost looks like Sphinx is about to cry. And Paku says, I give you all my everything. This is my life, my memories. I give it all. And she dies to let them all be informed of what happens. And it's this very touching death where she died so that they may all have more clarity and may prosper into survival. Now, all of this is very endearing for a character arc. She's someone that's a mother figure to the troop. The difference between her and Uvogin is that Uvogin's a character that, whilst yes, he died for the troop, it was convenient for him, He wanted his revenge on Kurapika anyway. He likes fighting and he likes killing people. So his means lines up with the troop's means. And whilst he is loyal, and I even made a video about that, it's not the same as Pakunoda. Pakunoda is someone that doesn't like fighting. She doesn't like killing. She doesn't like this conflict. She doesn't want to die. She just wants a peaceful life. She's doing it all out of a sense of loyalty and integrity. To her, her life is dedicated to the troop, in particular to Crollo, and whatever he does, she will follow suit. And we see this in the fact that she chose Crollo, which means she isn't a troop member more than she is a Crollo follower. Crollo is the reason she is in the Phantom Troop, and Crollo is her reasoning for being alive and for flourishing like she was. So we get this moment where the Phantom Troop have changed. There's a very somber expression on all their faces, and they make a tomb for her. And when we realize the real impact of this is only in the Greed Island arc, when of course Gon and Killua at the auction for the Greed Island video game bump into Sphinx and Phaeton. And now they're like, oh, we gotta get out of here, they're gonna kill us. But no, Sphinx and Phaeton go towards Gon and Killua and they say, Paku really admired you, thank you. Paku moved them so much, they wanted to thank their former enemies for leaving a lasting impression on her, and they are just doing this out of respect. And this shows just how profound the impact she's had on the troop is. And then later on, this gets even further expanded upon when we get the Phantom Troop flashback. And we see that Pakunoda was one of the original Phantom Troop members, but not only that, she was Crollo's first friend, the first person that truly accepted Crollo, and someone that Crollo actually liked. Crollo had what it seems to be a romantic interest in her. She was someone that let Crollo be himself. As we know, in Meteor City, it was a very rough upbringing where they were all in conflict with each other. We saw that Uvogin had his own gang with Machi, and then Sphinx and Veitan had their own gang, and they were all in separate groups. And in the midst of this chaos, this battle for who can have the most rights, the most possessions, the most VHS tapes, Crollo didn't have all too much interest in it. He participated so that he wouldn't get crumpled on, but his main interest was in the church and was in learning about knowledge, learning languages, and in academic purposes. And he'd go to the church, and Pakunoda would be here. And Paku never told any of the other members Crollo was there. She was always there supporting Crollo, talking to Crollo, kind of giving him advice, upholding his will, making sure Crollo didn't feel shamed for being different than the others. And she was there always trying to bolster Crollo's self-esteem, trying to push into Crollo that he's someone special, he's someone that can escape Yorknew and become a man that's successful and a man that's got value. And she was the first person that really engaged with Crollo's idea to make a play to help the children of Meteor City. And then everything goes and turns. Sarasa dies. And you see Pakunoda break down. I think her expression of the way she broke down and cried, and no one else had that extreme of a reaction. The fact that, of course, Crollo cried earlier on when he figured it out. But her absolute meltdown, her body crumpled like it was lifeless. And we see that to her in that moment, the one thing she never wants to happen again is that she's willing to do whatever it takes to protect Crollo. She dedicates her life to Crollo, and she did it until the very last moments. There's nothing about Pakunoda that you can say, what if she'd done this or that difference? She really reminds me of the character from Naruto Itachi, where you can't question a decision. She died for it, she suffered for it, and she lived through it. She is the very meaning of loyalty in the series. Pakunoda's loyalty to the troop is really what made the Phantom Troop be a family. All the conflicts that happen within the troop, Pakunoda's never escalating it. She's always working to find solutions, and she's working to help Crollo. And it's in that moment that we see that even now, Crollo can't get over her. He's got number 9 in his, of course, Nen booklet, which is open. And number 9, of course, we know is Paku. He can't replace her mentally. And this really shows that she was the one that brought life into the atmosphere of the troop. Of course, Uvogin was the provider, the protector, but she was the mother. She was the nurturer, and she was the one that made sure that no matter what happened in the Phantom Troop, there was a sense of loyalty, and there was a sense of love between the members. You never saw her really get animated, disagree, complain. all she was there for was to help everyone else. That's why they still have a grave in the hideouts, because she meant that much to them. Yeah, and this theme that Tagashi plays is that no matter what happens in your life, in my life, loyalty always gets remembered. No matter what happens in the story, we remember Paku for that sacrifice. Everyone does. The characters do, Gon and Killua do, and I do. And this was really an endearing human trait. I talked yesterday about Shoot's self-esteem and how that moment held significance. And in the same way that's able to capture our minds and our imagination, this moment's able to do that and more, because this moment is what makes us fall in love with the character of Pakunoda. And it's the moment that really changes the direction of the arc and the series going forwards. The fact that now the Phantom Troop aren't disbanded, they still got their structure and unity in play, because if she hadn't gone and sacrificed her life, they would all start infighting, be suspicious of each other, and they wouldn't have been able to rejoin with Crollo. So Pakunoda deserves the utmost respect from the Phantom Troop members, from Gon and Killua, the cast as a whole, from Tagashi, which he does, from us, the audience members. So yeah, I salute you, Pakunoda. This is my tribute to your life. This is my Pakunoda character analysis. I hope you've enjoyed. If you've got a suggestion for a video you want me to do, please leave it down below. I do all the suggestions. If you want to join in the channel, I do Hunter x Hunter videos every single day without exception. So yeah, please subscribe if you like that. And yeah, this was Hadrigon. Peace out.